AVP, Avon, Alpha, Victor, Papa, moving to the highs on volume, getting some.
What's up, guys? Wow, that was quick. I already got somebody in the live stream. All right, guys. How you doing today? This is Dan with the Bullish Bears team. Gonna do a quick little midday recap for you guys. Talk about some of the stocks that were rocking today, some that didn't do so well, and then a little bit in between. So let's start off with Twitter. So this was a big one. This is the only kind of mid cap, larger cap stock that I was. Oh, awesome, Balls Life. That's great, man. Um, so I was very focused on Twitter this morning. Among all the penny stocks that I was watching that I've got listed in the description, this was kind of the one with the one of the better setups today. Obviously, an earnings play. I've got a very simple chart, just the 9 EMA showing you guys, and a lot of what we're doing is kind of toning down the indicators and showing you guys volume patterns and breakouts. Where these momentum moving averages are, namely the 9 EMA, but also where volume is coming in specifically in relationship to those, and then in relationship to the trend lines. So this morning we identified this kind of flag pennant consolidation move going into the open, and then we just got really heavy volume right at the open, right out of the gate. Everybody was saying, "Oh my gosh, Twitter!" And pretty much the first candle you had we don't like to buy the first candle. We like kind of waiting for a little bit of a pullback. You got the pullback on the third candle, and then you had a bit of a rip right from that 9 EMA on the 1 minute chart, and then you had a flag pullback, another kind of consolidation pennant wedge move up, and this thing pretty much just grinded, rode the 9 up until, let's see, right up until lunchtime, and then the volume's been dropping off a little bit. Price action's been rolling over. This is actually an older GAN fan that I had on the chart. I just left it up there, and with Twitter, I was looking at the 4-hour chart to kind of identify the major peaks in the last 180 days. We've had a major peak here, and we haven't been able to get back up to this trend line since up until earnings today were really well received. You could see we had a couple different angular supports down here that buyers came in on Twitter, kind of kept it in this overall channel, and then we've got our angular GAN fans coming across through here. These are different areas I look for support and resistance. I also am looking at this trend line through here. Let me just change it. This is the one that is kind of major resistance for Twitter that I'd be looking for any type of daily level profit taking after an after earnings run. But as you guys can see, we've cleared some major resistance here and was a really good play today. So a lot of guys in the trade room were able to do really well with it. And that's just looking at a clean chart, really clean chart. So Twitter was awesome. We think it might be run again later today. We'll have to see. I'm looking at this. This is a moving target because it's angular. This could hit this resistance zone anywhere. Currently, it's at about 42.88. So we'll see if this thing pulls back and then gains strength enough to break this GAN fan, and then ultimately hit this moving target up here. So I like Twitter. Let's see what else. So ATOS, this was a really fun one this morning. We were all over this. I went out and drew some major retracement, looked at previous highs, looked at trends, found bottoms, tops and bottoms, was able to get the proper retracement that I've edited, kind of customized to fit my own needs for Fibonacci, and then looked at those levels, and I was watching really closely around 332. I actually handled the live stream this morning, so there's different members of our team will live stream. Today was my day, and I was telling guys, watch for traders lining up at 332. It's exactly what we got. We got plenty of buying off this megaphone pattern, identified a megaphone pattern early this morning. I said, okay, Love this pattern. I actually did a video on our channel on megaphone patterns. You guys want to check it out. It's really good. And so we watched this consolidation off this trend line. There was this angular, notice this angular resistance through here. And there's also some angular resistance through here. And then right about 10:15, 10:16, you got that volume increase. And it was just enough to get get away from this kind of triangle the price was in. Came back, retested the 9. We formed a bullish wedge. And then the real volume started right at about 10:27 or so. And this is where traders really lined up for that 332 breakout. Of course, it pulled back and retested, gave you a second entry because everybody that bought in here wanted to sell into strength, and they did. But then the dip buyers came in and said, okay, I'm ready for the run. So you ended up with, you know, some different levels of resistance. You had kind of another bullish wedge, rising wedge, sending wedge. You had some angular right here. Volume dropped off, and then it just exploded again at 10:39. Then you got this really nice move from 344, kind of topped out here, and it formed this secondary megaphone within the larger megaphone, right? You started seeing this angular support being built out here. It had already been established, and then you're kind of looking for, all right, well, where's the angular resistance at? You're kind of looking at where did price stall? Did it get outside, get pulled back? And, there's basically we ended up with, megaphone within a megaphone. You got pretty heavy selling through here. I don't have my volume bars colored. Let me fix that for you guys because that can make it a little confusing because it's blue. There we go. And so we were watching this angular support. And this is where I said, guys, the run's over. It's not holding. This was a major angular support, dropped off, and we've been kind of just late day fade. There was a little bit of a pop here, right? We had angular resistance here, and then a little pop. We'll see if this thing runs again. We've got some support around 350 on that angular support, so maybe that will work out and pull back. Yeah, Baller's talking about our Ichimoku Cloud video, which is embedded in this blog post. So let me post that in the chat. This is it's a really good blog post. I actually wrote this post myself on the Ichimoku Cloud, and you guys will find that really awesome video that Lucian did in it. So I recommend you guys read that post and watch that video. It's helped a lot of people, not just in our community, but just the general trading community. So that's ATOS. ATOS was a good one. The other really nice one today that we were watching was AKTX. There we go. So AKTX pretty much built a rising wedge. Same thing, guys. It built up some angular support through here all through the morning, and the big area we were watching was 458. 458 was our kind of balance of power where, if we got above it, the bulls were in control. If we dropped back below it, bears were in control. So it was just choppy. There was kind of some false breakouts above. Identified 470 on a 5-minute chart as a bit of resistance. 458 was really that area you could see on a 5-minute chart. There was no 5-minute candles save for the pre-market where price was able to break out above. So you had these this angular support just slowly building off that 9 EMA, and then finally you got your first 5-minute candle that closed above 458, and then it hit that top ticked, looks like 504. And then it looked like it might run again, but it lost that angular support. And once it lost that angular support here, actually, the first area it lost kind of failed to make a new high a day. Looked like it might try to cup and handle, try to form some type of rising wedge, but it didn't happen. So it ended up breaking down right here. And you see this breakdown, and once it dropped back below 458, that's where the sellers started to come in and the bears took over, and then we dropped back below the intraday low, and now we might be pulling back to 357. We could actually fall all the way down to that level. So that's AKTX. Next up, we can take a look at TROV. TROV did not do what we hoped that it would do. In terms of the pre-market action was good. We were hoping that this was going to consolidate and break out of this channel. We got a little bit excited here. Didn't want to jump the gun. Wanted to see it break out, retest, and run. Maybe form an inverse head and shoulders. Line up at 425. We never had anybody line up at 425. We never made it out of this channel. So we got stuck. And it's been kind of lazy consolidating since about 1038 or so. It might run later. You never know with these. I mean, right now the volume's completely dried up. What I would like to see is 382 get overtaken and really the volume trend reverse, and then maybe we could go back and test 425. It might not be over yet. You know, there's still a couple hours left in the day, but TROV didn't quite work out. Worked out for the shorts. They pretty much owned this one, and we'll have to see if the momentum starts to shift. A lot of times these penny stocks will break out and then pull back to their original kind of trend, right? So you've got some angular support here. You've got, you know, it's downtrend. It might actually pull back, not bounce here, and ultimately, you know, pull all the way back to this former resistance, now support. So that's TROV. Man, ball is life. You guys you're giving us so much love right now. It's awesome. Really appreciate you. I'm glad that video, Ichimoku video, helped you out. So let's see. Last one was Mara. Mara had a really high short float, so we were looking for this to squeeze. It didn't quite get the volume that I like to see. Got a little bit after a morning pullback. Was hoping that it was going to pull back a little bit lower to this rising wedge. It didn't. Some spotty volume come in, maybe some shorts covered, but eventually the trend took over and we are not getting a lot of volume in this. It's currently in a falling wedge. We'll have to see if this is able to break out of this falling wedge or not. If it's not, and it doesn't get the volume, we won't really be looking at it. And we'll keep an eye on the trade idea scanner to kind of see what happens. I need to understand about those lines. So in our next level training library, if you guys are members of our community, you guys will get access to all these different strategy videos we did. Ride the 9, Fibonacci. If you're talking about the Fibonacci lines, I do a whole, I think it's about 40 minutes video on the Fibonacci lines and the way to use those retracements. And then also I have 2 videos on angular momentum and angular resistance that kind of goes into, you know, my edge and style of trading. And thanks, ball is life. So you guys can join us. We're super cheap. I mean, we're ridiculously cheap. And we always have some kind of discount going. We still have like an Easter one that's still up. But yeah, you guys can check us out monthly. We have a 2-week trial for monthly members. To access the specialized training videos, those are for annual members only. But usually we're $300, but there's a discount we have for that for the year. And then you guys will have access to tons and tons and tons of videos. It's a lot of great content that we've got stored in there for you guys. So that was pretty much it. All I was really prepared to talk about was that basket of stocks. Those are the ones that I was watching. Yeah, I do think I agree with ATOS on you. It's hanging in there. I'd like to see the volume trend change. But there is this, I love seeing these consolidation triangles. I draw so many trend lines, guys, I have to go back and remove them. It's kind of like picking up your toys when you're done playing with them. I'm always telling my kids, you guys, I'm tired of tripping over this stuff. Let's pick it up. And yeah, so we got this really nice consolidation triangle. And if we see the volume start to pick up in the proper area, maybe we'll get a breakout. I personally like to see $4, $4.11 on that. That would be a great area to take profit. Again, there's a, you know, if you look at the megaphone, this is a really aggressive megaphone. So this $4, $4.11 area would be very much a kind of a topping area for this intraday. I don't see it maintaining that kind of velocity of price to move further. You can really see it clean on the 1 minute. This is where, I mean, right here, we're starting to get some buyers come through. So, you know, with proper risk management, I personally will wait for, rather than jumping in on this candle, I'll wait for a back test retest like this to come and test this. Maybe another small flag or pennant, and then try to shoot for that high a day. You know, first target, be realistic, a little bit of a lower high a day. A lot of times this thing, right now, you know, this is making a lower high, lower high. Well, now it's got a chance to cup and handle here, inverse head and shoulders. You know, it could make still a lower high today, or if it breaks it, you sell into strength at 4 and 4.11. So it's pretty cool to see that happening. Is on balance volume the best volume indicator? Well, I'll tell you what. We have a customized version of the on balance volume study, and it's one of my absolute favorite studies, and this was done by one of our moderators, and I'm going to post that in the chat. And there's the on balance volume study. So I love it. It shows on balance volume divergence, and so if you get different time frames with different on balance volume studies kind of crossing and bouncing off support, you'll get some really good entries off of those. So please read and watch the video, but really read that blog post. It gives some really good, and I believe, I'm going to scroll to the bottom of it, I think we actually share a link to the customized study for on balance volume. So that should really help you guys out. That's in the blog post as well. If you guys are already members, you only need to click on the next level training library when you're logged in. And underneath, let's see, Lucian kind of reorganized this. Here's my video on how to expertly draw Fibonacci retracements. And where is my, let's see, technical trend. Aha. Yeah, these are the two videos I did on my trend lines. How to draw trend lines for beginners. This is exactly how I draw my angular momentum to target day and swing trades. And then I get a little bit more advanced with it in part 2 of this video, and I specifically show you how with trading futures and TVIX inversely. This could also be SPY, TVIX versus SPY, but those are two stocks I like to trade either stock or options on inversely, SPY and TVIX. So yeah, we have all these different sections on futures, different technicals, advanced candlesticks, our options, how to trade credit spreads and condors, and all of these really cool information on options trading, all kind of sitting there in the back office for you guys. Ball is life. Great job on the Ichimoku, man. Love to see others do well. That's what it's all about. That's what we try to help people with in the communities. Pay it forward. You guys learn something, you pass it on, share, right? That's what makes the world a better place. Trading world needs more good guys sharing their strategies and edges and trying to help other traders out. So just wanted to do a quick stream for you guys. I gotta hit the road. If you guys have any questions, you want me to look at any stocks before I go, I think somebody posted something about a stock. I gotta scroll back up. Let's see. THC. Somebody said THC. I'm signed up for 2 websites that helps me find stocks. Is necessary? Do you guys? Yeah, we have a watch list that we post each night, and we also post our alerts the night before. We also do a different watch list in the morning. So when you come in and join us in the trade room, you're gonna get customized analysis to our exact morning watch list, which sometimes changes compared to the watch list that we trade off of overnight, and we find stuff. We share our trade idea scanner. We look for stuff on black box stocks. We use their scanner. We use Benzinga, and we have just a whole group of moderators and members that are constantly calling stuff out, sharing charts, showing what we're seeing. We got live audio throughout the day. And yeah, I mean, our stuff from our watch list, you guys can go and look. I post on StockTwits for us a lot. You'll see posts that I post. Different setups. Sometimes they're the same stuff I do in the trade room, but not as much. I do a lot more in the trade room, obviously. But yeah, I mean, you could always just try us out, Ball is Life. You know, try out the 2-week trial. And if you like it, stay, grab the annual. And, you know, I'm not sure what those other sites specifically look for, but we do day trading options, swing trading options, and we do a lot of stocks in the $2 to $10 range. But I mean, we're just a really diverse community with, you know, people with different strengths. Sweet. All right, Balls Life. That's great, man. Come say hello once you get in. Keep that same screen name so I know who you are if you can. You can pick your screen name when you sign in. That'd be really cool. All right, guys, I'm heading out. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you guys stay green, and you know, maybe we'll see you on the other side in the trade room. Take it easy.